Hi guys, James here. Welcome to T.4 Goes Model Works, and yep, we've got another inbox review here. Yes, I've raided my stash for this. Airfixes, 1/72 scale, hunting Percival Jet Provost T.4, box number A02107. So I bought this when it was new, but surprisingly, 2016 tooling, pack design 2018. Cartograph decals, all your warnings in nice little tidy letter. Yes, I have had the box open, you can see that. This side has some information about the Jet Provost, 2 marking schemes. Let's open the box. So the box had already been opened because I'm a nosy person. I wanted to look at the instructions. So put the sprues down here and have a look at the instructions. Now obviously the instructions are in a nice A4 booklet. A little bit of history of the Jet Provost. So it flew through the 60s and 70s. So a little bit of information there. Again, thanking the Fleet Air Arm Yeovilton for their help, along with John Adams of Aero Club Models. Wash the parts yet. Then we have the assembly instructions, the assembly icons here, and we have some familiar parts on here. So obviously building up the cockpit floor, so putting the center console, putting the joysticks in. Again, it's a tandem layout for the side-by-side layout for the pilot and the trainer. So obviously it's like a lot of jets of the time. Putting the front of it on, building up the seats ×2, putting the seat backs in ×2, or the option to put the pilot in there, putting the back of the ejection seat on there with the pull handle, fitting the ejection seats in, making up the instrument panel, putting the decal on there, painting up the interior on one side, fitting the cockpit in there. Again, a little bit of weight there. It says 2.5 grams. Again, you can do that with some lead self-adhesive lead quite easily. Again, making sure all the fuselage fits together. Spoilers, it does. I've seen a few lovely builds of this kit. Fitting the tailplane, fitting the jet exhaust. No posability on that, unfortunately. And then you've got the rudder on here. Fitting the lower part of the wings. Drilling the holes are optional for the stand. And of course fitting the top half of the wings, so you can get a very nice joint with the wing fillet. Again, fitting the jet intakes. Again, you've got to paint those internally. Fitting the external sides, so care's got to be taken that you make sure you get those around the right way. Then we've got the option of having undercarriage up or undercarriage down, so it's quite clever, this one. It's got an undercarriage door with a little hatch with the door the undercarriage wheel in it, so you can actually fill that up with, you can stuff it as much weight in it as possible. Okay, again, similar process on the wings. You've got the little tiny doors there, obviously building up the undercarriage up, putting up the little aerial pitot tube, the wheels. I think they're weight on wheels, I'll have to check. And then we've got the fun bar, and that fits in the glazing. So you've got two choices for the glazing, up, open or closed. So you've got two canopy choices there. Fairly straightforward masking job for that. And then we're done. And if we look at the camo schemes, medium sea grey and camouflage grey or barley grey. Obviously this has got a lot of notes on here. With Sea Flight number 79R Squadron, number 1 Tactical Weapons Unit, Royal Air Force, Chivenna, Devon, England, 1989. A lot of stencils, a lot of information on here. Again, big decal there, spoilers. Lots and lots of stencil data. Again, you can obviously, you've got the option, you can paint the wingtip tanks to the grey colour scheme on here if you want. In fact, you've got the whole option to do the wingtips without yellow on them, so pretty good. Yeah, you've got a lot of stencils on here. And let's have a look at the final scheme. Again, it's Chivenna in 1982. So it's dark sea grey over dark green. A little bit different. Obviously you've got the full length registration underneath. Make sure you get those letters around the right way, like I didn't on the Firefly, I believe. I just noticed it. Oops. Yeah. Yes. 104, 105. Oh dear. There are a lot of stencils on for such a small plane. There's a lot of stencils on it. Hey ho. Right, that's the instructions looked at. And then we've got the decals. Again, cartographs usual standard. Little low-vis decals there. Nice little crests, walkways. Very nice it is too. And let's open the box. Bag. Just to disappoint you, there's no paints with this one because it's not a gift set or anything like that. I literally brought it new to make my order at Airfix. To get the free delivery. I think I brought this one. I bought the Wellington. So actually glazing in there. That's the C sprue. Sorry, the frame A. Right. Let's sort these out into order. Now, first off is frame A. Nice lot of detail on there. Again, very crisp detail on the cockpit. Again, you've got some ejector pins in there, but you won't see them. The jet exhaust is beautiful. Undercarriage is quite simplistic on this. That's very nice. And this is the B sprue. Again, lovely detail on the wings. Raised and recessed detail. Obviously the undercarriage, that the seat is there. Obviously got a really long sprue gate on there, so you've got to trim that off carefully, otherwise you won't get the seats down, so you've got to be very careful with that. Again, the wing on that side. Yeah, it's weight on wheels, cool. So that's the front wheel. They're the rear wheels here. Instrument console, tower plane, lovely tower plane. And then we've got to look at, yeah, very nice. You can be happy building that. So there you go. That's a quick look at the frame B. And this is frame C. Top side of the wings. Again, lots of raised and recessed detail on there. The hinges for the ailerons look nicely detailed. Looks really nice. So yeah, so that's frame C. And this one is the glazing. So just stabbed myself with the knife. Ouch. Yes, and that's quite a sharp knife as well. You knew that was going to happen, didn't you, Gary? And again, beautiful clear canopy. Quite simple to mask up. Got some nice raised framework on it, on there, so take your time. Obviously you've got the side that's got the slightly flared out one for the open canopy. So that's frame D. Very pretty. So that's all on the review of this bad boy. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye for now.